You've come, my child, to this land of Danguk. In the beginning of our 5,000 years history, our people were loved by a god. So loved, he swindled his father to descend as their king. He wished to live with the mortals he adored, and they, in turn, loved him. Or perhaps it was what he offered that they loved. Tend to my sandalwood tree, for it shall provide you succor and shade. Pass on my wisdom, and you will be as gods themselves. But those that couldn't ascend found no solace in death, for their souls would be born anew to again defy suffering until their virtue proved them worthy for that realm above the 9 heavens. Even as I guide the departed, it's hard to blame the ones that found this just a little cruel. But that's why the Black Bear Clan exists. We are an organization, a family of exorcists, for whom fate and the gods had higher plans. Though you never chose this life, my child, you must soothe the malice brewing in the shadows of these lands. For you are Mudang, and you must mend the heartache. With your words, magic, song, and dance, you must guide the dead and the living to shepherd the would-be gods of Danguk until they may know true peace, even as few understand your path. A heavy burden, I know, but remember this: I am with you, my child. And you are never alone.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Undying Corruption, Paradise in Bloom. I am your DM and host for today, Stella Luna. Hope everyone's having a great day. Just want to say real quick, shout out to our Patreons. Without your support, all the things that we do at this channel would not be possible. So thank you so very much for everything that you do. If you're interested in more information, you can check out the link in chat. We also have a YouTube. You'll find this video as well as all of our other videos on our YouTube. You can find the link in chat. Shout out to Epidemic Sound, royalty-free music at epidemicsound.com. We're also featuring Kevin McLeod, found at incompetech.com. You can follow Undying Corruption on Twitter at Heavens Press. Thank you so much for sponsoring this 3-shot. We are so very excited to show you this very epic story that we're going to be telling, and all these wonderful characters that our beautiful cast has put a lot of effort into creating and breathing life into. Speaking of cast, we're going to go around and introduce ourselves. Please tell me who you are, where we can find you, and tell me about who you're playing today. And we'll start off with Saf.
Hi, I'm Saf. I go by like a clerical error 7 on all of the social medias. I use she, her pronouns. You can also, if you're interested in TTRPG streetwear, find some cool stuff at arcanewares.com. But today I'm playing Ajishi, who's he, him pronouns. He's a tiny old human man who has no business being with this lovely league of people. He is a Mudang, which is one of the backgrounds that you can get from 9 Heavens Press, as well as he's going to be using one of their cleric backgrounds as well, which is really exciting. And that one is going to be the Hearth Cleric, which I'm very excited to debut today. So that'd be so fun. That's it.
Thank you very much. And we're going to move on to Danny. Hi.
Hey, hello, I'm Danny. I'm Bitterthorn on the internet, and I use she, her pronouns. I'm playing, forgot their name, Yoon today, and they are a deer folk kind of person called Noru. Basically, they have like these horns that spiral upwards and little white butts. So that's really cute about them. That's a little fun fact for y'all. The class I'm going to be playing is like a circle of mediums druid. where they basically channel different spirits. They're really used to being possessed, and that's all I'll say for now, I guess. Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Next, we have Burst of Hope. Jess.
Oh my god, hello, hi. I'm not nervous at all to be here. I'm Jess. I use they, them pronouns. As Stella said, I go by Burst of Hope on Twitter and all the weird social media places, wherever we might end up. Today I'm cosplaying a 5e player, and I was really ambitious, and I'm playing Yujin, who also uses they, them pronouns, who is a Sangun, which is a tiger person, also Mudang, and we are multi-classing, baby. I am doing the Paladin, Oath of the Mystics, which is also playtest material for here. 3 levels in Paladin and 5 levels in Monk, Way of the Dosa. It's about to get elemental in here, baby.
Thank you. Next, we have Carrie.
Wow, that's me. Hi, I am Carrie, also known as Miscellanea, or if you're in the roller derby world, Hate Bit. I am I don't know, I'm on the internet. I'm an aspiring voice actor and artist and TTRPG performer and a roller skater, if you've been paying attention to any of my social media. Taking a break for now because I injured my knee. But in any case, I will be playing Oak, who is a little halfling and lunamorph man, literally little, like 3.5 feet tall. Lunamorphs are the rabbit folks that live on the moon and travel the stars. He is a voyager, because there's 2 different kinds, like sub lunamorphs, essentially. Not like sub. Anyway, also playing a brand new full-on class included in the Undying Corruption playtest materials called the Tactician. Art of the Monster Slayer is the subclass that I am playing, which is essentially like a mix between a fighter and a bard, sort of, but you're just messing up the enemies' like attacks and defenses and improving your allies' attacks and defenses. And he has a winged companion that is a large celestial. So you got this small lunaling, which is what I've been calling him, man with like ears that come out of his ears, if that makes sense, right? Like he's like regular ears, but then he has like rabbit ears that come up. And he's got a rabbit nose and fur all over. He's very hairy. Sorry, I shouldn't be describing him right now, but in any case, I'm very excited to be playing this little man.
Excellent. Oh man, I can't wait to see all of them mushed together. And
my pronouns are she, they, and his pronouns are he, him.
thank you very much. And last but certainly not least, Scary Dog Friend.
Hello, everyone. I'm Josephine. I use non-she pronouns. You can find me at Scary Dog Friend pretty much in everything. I'll be playing Ihwa, who is a gumiho, which is a Korean fox spirit. We are also multi-classing. I am a monk Way of Dosa, the Way of Dosa specifically, the elementally harmonious monk temple, with a newly budding level 1 sorcerer in Nine-Tailed Soul. You will find Iha to be very emotionally available and smells very faintly of ginseng.
Ooh, I love ginseng. Yum, yum. Okay. Thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and jump right into it. Paradise in Bloom is going to be one of the adventures that you can find in the Undying Corruption book. We are all level 8, so this is about a little further than halfway through the book. We are in book 3, Fire, in the section called To Forge Paradise. And this will be chapter 1. All travelers to Danguk come through Nampong, the crown jewel of the literati's push to modernize the nation. They founded it by unifying multiple towns and protected it by coastal fortresses, forming a coastal port city. It's built on a series of tiered hills, connected through incline roads, supporting regular foot traffic and public transportation. The city still uses classic trams, outdated by Danguk standards. though they're still state-of-the-art based on global standards. They use engines that draw on bound elementals for power. Though these elementals aren't sentient, there are advocacy groups that call for increasing funds to update these trams. The government's receptiveness often depends on the Puyun of the Jumto province or the officials called Bu, the office that oversee all of major cities in a province. We see that this is a budding industrial home for quite a bit of folk. This particular place, Nampong, has over time grown in popularity, and the people here have a deep sense of hospitality and wish to welcome outsiders and people who travel and wish to see the world to this luxurious jewel of a place. We see that the ports also have over time come to support a navy which are tasked with safeguarding the shores of Danguk to help against any pirate attacks. There are cosmopolitan attractions in Nampong here, and we see that a great number of merchants, immigrants, and tourists filter through. However, in only 5 days, heavy storms have begun to debilitate this bustling coastal city. And to make things worse, a rash of undead pirates have been riding these storms and laying siege on the city to perform raids that have bloodlet of the livelihood of this place. Hundreds of people have gone missing over these last 5 days, including major city officials. And this violent attack was, fortunately, put to rest at your efforts. You are the Mudang of the Black Bear clan, and here you have succeeded in defeating the undead that have plagued this place. And now there is a period of rest and restoration. We find that the party has volunteered to help in repairing various buildings, aiding those who might have been hurt or lost. And as we zoom out over Nampong, this place that was once filled with laughter and light, it is now more somber, and the streets are littered with debris and seawater. Where do we find Ajashi, and what do you look like? You can literally do whatever you want here.
I love that. I think that he's probably got a little tarp set up so that he can feed people, and he's got big fire set up with a giant pot on it, and he's making some kind of like jjigae or something like that so that he can feed people who have been I don't know, just put out of their homes or put out of what are their livelihoods or kind of just down on their luck. And he's feeding people and pouring things into bowls, but he's tiny. He's 4'11". He's a little chubby guy. He's got lots of smile lines and laugh lines. He's doing the classic Ajashi thing where he has like balding on the top, but he's like nicely combed his like salt and pepper hair. And he's like, oh yes, it's not color at all. It's mostly, I still have my dark hair. And so he just kind of has this like sort of brown hair, but he has kind, big brown eyes, and he is mostly smiling all the time, but he pretends often that he can't hear people when he doesn't want to interact. So if they're like, oh, what do you need? No, I don't. What? No, it's fine. And then he'll kind of just like scuttle on his way, but he never turns down someone who needs a helping hand.
Does he walk with his hands like at the small of his back?
Oh,
yeah.
Absolutely. His hands are always behind his back when he's walking, unless he's like holding the arm of somebody who he's like somehow tricked into helping him. Like he doesn't need the help, but he's like, a good walk with us, yes. But he has a tiny norige that hangs on his side. It's pink, and a norige is kind of like a fabric woven like keychain for people. That's the best thing I can liken it to. But it has a little fabric loop, and it has a butterfly on it, and then little dangly bits underneath. And he always keeps it attached to his hip. or he'll hold it fondly while he like kind of holds it gently and walks with it. But yeah, you can mostly find him bent in half, essentially walking with his hands behind his back.
I love it. Okay. And we see the camera pan across the city and we find Yoon. What do you look like and what are you doing now in the aftermath of the attacks?
In the aftermath of the attacks, Yoon is reminiscent of a deer. They have sort of a femme figure. They're quite small, about 5 foot, and they are wearing like fishing net that they pulled up from, some of the wreckage, and they've kind of used it as a little bit of a shawl, and have just like a, very simple, like grayish and black kind of ensemble. And they're kind of like walking along the streets, looking around. And they see somebody that looks like they're hurt and possibly sick. And they go up to that person and they kind of lick their lips a little bit. And you can see them kind of talking to this person, and the person seems accepting, and what happens next is a little bit odd. You see the kind of infected wound that this person has. They sniff, and their eyes kind of glaze over for a moment as they inhale, and this like rot, this pestilence starts lifting off of the person, and they slurp it up like a noodle. And they just kind of give a little curtsy and walk off.
This particular rot here tastes like jjajangmyeon.
Very good stuff. They're very satisfied.
It's very good stuff. Excellent. Thank you. The camera sweeps away and we see Yujin. What do you look like and what are you doing?
Yes, Eugen stands at a whole 6'9", significantly taller than real life, Jess, and very broad-shouldered. You see these almost brown tints of orange, the classic tiger look. The farther away you get, it's very camouflaged and easy to miss such a large beast, but the closer you get, it's a very imposing presence. And Eugen is circling the perimeter of this village, making checks and trying to ensure like nothing else. Like, we've already dealt with so much here. They deserve a little peace. So just keeping a wary eye and just kind of being a little solitary and smoking a pipe and just walking around, scratching the trees, making sure everyone knows I exist on the perimeter.
Okay, excellent. And as we sweep away from Yujin, we go to Ok. Ok, what do you look like and what are you doing?
Mentioned earlier, Oak is like a 3.5 foot tall lunamorph halfling man, and he is probably not too far from Ajashi, working with some other people to pound some rice, which is a lunamorph tradition. Like, they're very good at pounding rice, so he's over there teaching people how to pound rice so they can make food, because everybody enjoys food. In the meantime, he's making jokes and just like laughing with people and flirting with them. All of them. And he's doing that hot boy thing where he's like, his armor is off and it's off to the side, and his shirt is unbuttoned and off. It's like tucked in, so it's like hanging around his hips and stuff. He's got the ears, like I mentioned, and the nose, and otherwise his lower legs below the knees are where the rabbit again takes over. So he's got rabbit feet, couple more, like one more joint in there in those lower legs. And Yeah, he's just there trying to spread some joy through flirting and food.
I think we see that as the camera's slowly panning away from you, that particular part of the city is definitely like more crowded, and you're definitely popular because, you know, hot boy stuff and food. Who's gonna turn that down, right? I love it. All right. And the camera gently settles on you, Ihua. What do you look like, and what are you doing?
Ihua is a red, orange-eyed and haired Gumiho with the classic red fox ears and tail. Just one. Just sort of swaying as I am laying down, cradled into a tree branch, probably also not too far away from Yujin, around the perimeter. In a very like masculine orange and orange accented blue hanbok with like an open chest. As I like lazily am just hanging out in this tree, I have purposefully misdirected some onlookers of people that are trying to check out what's going on with the village that aren't involved at all and just want to know what's going on. And I tell them purposely the wrong directions to get them more lost into the forest.
I love that. Absolutely. You see this one particular woman, and she has definitely been crooning her head over in the direction. Well, I heard there were very many strange things going on over there, and are you absolutely sure this way is where I need to go?
Absolutely. They might need your help, honestly.
Oh. Well, you know, the duties of a respectable civil servant. Of course I will. She says without any commitment whatsoever, and she begins to wander off in the direction you point. As the camera begins to pull away from you, it begins to settle over towards the direction of the port. I think we see Yujin in particular. Something catches your attention. There's a disturbance over the water. And you can see that the surface is rippling.
Of course. Can't be done with the waters, can we? I start taking long strides and following down. If Iwa was following the old lady, like trying to huddle back into town and start warning people that we've got a wonderful disturbance to deal with. Can I like look and tell if it's
Yes.
go magical, spoopy whoopy?
Absolutely. This is going to be the first roll of the night. You can roll me investigation if you want, or arcana. Your choice.
Sick. Letting my little load button do its thing. And let's do, let's do investigation. Make it nice and easy.
Okay.
That's okay. We can always do backup. 6. Okay, so that was a 12 on the die, and investigation is a 3. So that's a whopping 15.
Okay, with the 15, you look out over the water with an eye of scrutiny, and you can see that the ripples are beginning to compound. Whatever is about to surface, it's very, very large, which is very unlike the undead that you have been dealing with over the last 5 days, which have been these small skeletal creatures. As you begin to look at it, you see emerging from the water what appears to be an enormous turtle head. And as it rises up, you see that it is several many hundred yards across, that it is the equivalent of a small island that begins to pull up out of the water. And you are, unfortunately, the first to hear as this voice booms over the entire city and literally in your face, unfortunately, it says,
Black Bear Clan. His Highness Huang Li summons you.
Yeah, that's us. Thank you so much. You are so handsome and diligent. I'm so sorry you had to come up to the surface and bring your very loud voice right in front of my face. But yeah, okay. Let's go do the thing. We've been summoned. Thank you.
Can I have stealth so that I'm right next to Yujin as they turn around?
yeah.
Great. Blah, 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 blah. That's like a 25, over 25.
Okay, what does this look like? What are you doing as you
No,
just
I think
appear?
as soon as I see Yujin like walk off or whatever, then I'm just like, oh, I gotta see what's going on. And then I'm like also right there as the turtle face is like bellows to us to announce this. And as soon as Yujin, you say your thing and you're like about to turn around, I'm literally just like right here.
Every time. Yep. You are too good at that. Okay, well, obviously we paperwork, right?
Sounds like we're busy again.
Indeed. But we like it that way, don't we?
Sure.
Okay. Sure, they say. Sure.
And it just so happens to conveniently be in this moment that everyone approaching from like 3 different alleyways all at the same time, the party gathers here near the docks, and you see a couple yards and yards away is this turtle island.
As Oak approaches, he's strapping his armor back on, and he's got like the boiled form-fitted armor, and starts jogging towards Iwa and Yujin. That's a big ass turtle.
Is everyone else?
I think you would see Ajashi walking with his hands behind his back, and he's kind of dawdling over. And you've seen him before in battle. You know he doesn't have to do this, but he's doing it for like the ceremony of it. And his little norige is like swinging as he walks. And he probably saw like Yuna on the way. Like, Yuna, what he heard is the turtle for us. The turtle's for us.
Yes, I think that's for us. I'm just finishing up dinner, though. One moment. And you hear it's very liquidy sounding. Yes. And she'll just turn around and be like, all right, I'm coming.
Bye, Loa. He just kind of waves as he like walks with his little hands behind his back.
She'll come follow.
Anyone beholding the giant turtle can roll me a history or nature check if you want to see if you know anything about big boy turtle.
This is gonna be flat for me.
Oh my god. Give me that nature check.
Oh, I have proficiency on it because I'm a Mudang. Yeah. Oh, nice.
I have proficiency too, and I still got a 6.
Okay. Nature or history. That is going to be a 7 for Ihwa. It's going to be a 18 for Yujin. 16 for Yoon, a 6 for Ok, and a 21 for Ajashi. Okay, so Yujin, Yoon, and Ajashi, you all know that this mountainous turtle is the Kizuzhan, and they are often asleep and disguised as islands. They only awake when they are tasked with delivering a revelation of great importance up to the surface to rulers and other people of great station. You know that the Kizuzhan serves the Dragon King.
Oh, this is important, isn't it?
Fancy.
We're important. I like make eye contact with Ajashi. I'm like, do you need a piggyback ride?
You have to look like all the way down.
Yeah, I'm like, we've done this bit before. I'm like, piggyback ride all the way to the kingdom.
Like, I'm not beyond this. Lift me.
I am Butcher Pelican. Let's go.
He like scrambles up and is like
Perfect.
Baby Yodaing on the back.
Easy.
Oak lets out a whistle, and their celestial mount comes down from behind a building, over a building, and he mounts up on it. It's like a big long snake that you can't really tell how it's floating because it doesn't have wings. It's just magically hovering and flying.
Mm-hmm.
What color is it?
I imagine it's white and green. White with like, and it's kind of feathered. So like the wingtips are like a emerald green with like little splashes of maybe blue and yellow at the base of each feather.
That's so pretty.
Yeah. His name is Lidl.
Lidl. Oh, that's so cute. As the group of you begin to slowly descend your way towards the docks, you pass by multiple confused onlookers, and the turtle bows its head towards the group of you in respect. And it says,
I have arrived at the behest of the Dragon King of the Southern Sea, Kwang Mi. The king wishes to show his appreciation for purging the sea of undead pirates and cursed influence. A celebration awaits you in the Ocean Palace.
That's delightful. I've never been to a underwater party before.
Sounds great to me.
Yeah. Do we need to be able to breathe underwater for this?
Ocean. I love that ramen.
I'm not sure this is just going to be a celebration for us, don't we think?
Yeah.
sounds like you're trying to do an insight check.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh.
Let's do one.
Sounds
go.
like anyone who wants to do an inside check. Wait, insight. Inside the mind. Insight.
Insight. I don't know. Maybe Eugen's gonna pass. Like, I think Eugen is shooketh by freaking dad jokes. Listen, I just shoot jokes.
It's gonna keep happening too.
Dope.
As
Got
many
it.
Konglish ones as I can get.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
God.
I love it. I have a bunch of Konglish jokes. Oh my god. I can't wait. Oh, this is the perfect group to use them. Okay. That is
I got an 18.
18. All right. With an 18, it's difficult to identify any kind of verbal tics from this very large, almost unusual alien creature. It's a turtle. I don't think it has a lot of facial muscles, but the voice doesn't seem to express a very celebratory tone.
Mm.
But maybe that's just a turtle thing.
Yeah, I mean, if we're basically all done and packed up, I'm not sure we are, honestly. If the king says that we gotta go, I guess we have to listen to the king.
Got a lot of things rolling. Everybody knows what they have to do. In the town, I mean. I think we're good to go.
There's like a small pack of people that have just been following Oak, right? And they're like,
Mm-hmm.
there's like a smash cut of like a fan cam of Oak here.
Oh my god.
And Oak looks to June and says, "Your horns are looking mighty sharp and pointy today."
I think so. And Yoon doesn't really like blush. They just like get almost like
Your
darker.
ears wiggle.
Oh, their ears! I love that too. Their ears wiggle and they just get a little darker complexion.
Oh.
Thank
Yujin's just doing squats up and down without just on their back.
Wait. Oak's gonna turn and yell out at just try to match the volume of the turtle, which he cannot.
Mhm.
But
Jesus.
he's gonna say, how do we get to this underwater temple palace thing?
You see the Gizuzhan begins to slowly push closer towards the docks, and you see that the water pushes up and it washes over the boards with fresh sea salt, and it slowly hovers in place, extending a very large flipper.
Oh, that's a little less concerning.
Hand. Human hand.
Fingers.
Imagine.
Turtle
Love
scales.
it.
And you find a direct path. As you're looking, you can see that there appears to be some vegetation that grows on the back of this creature. And there is what looks to be some kind of a stone structure in the very center.
Well, before we leave, Oak is going to jump off the mount again, walk over to the little group of people, walk to one specific younger man, take his hand, kiss it, say,
Oh.
when I come back, I'm gonna teach you. We're gonna roll some top and have a nice dinner.
Oh.
Iwa, basically already kind of walking towards / on the flipper. We're probably not coming back. Stop breaking people's hearts anyway.
God, Ewa, let them have
You see that this young man takes both of your hands into theirs and they say, 감사합니다. And they bow from the hips.
Samnida.
They're like blushing.
Goodbye.
They watch
way
you
too
leave.
loudly. As this is all happening way too loudly, you hear Ajashi and way too loudly in Yujin's ear, Yujina! 빨리 와! 빨리!
You're being held by.
Oh yeah, like this, and he
Yeah.
has one arm where he's like,
Yeah.
get it!
Yeah, they know yeah, okay. Let
You
the
didn't.
kids have their moment. Don't rush him.
The turtle wants us to go! The turtle Yujina! Too loud in your ear.
Please, Baliwa. Make him stop yelling.
Okay.
That's my cue.
As you begin to make your way onto the turtle's back, you see that there's a temple. Within this stone temple, a table with a myriad selection of palatial dishes and side dishes are sprawled across it, awaiting you in the middle of this chamber. Directly ahead from the entrance, a shrine with a statue of a fierce orange-scaled dragon with decorations of flames surrounding it are on the tapestry behind it, and it seems to almost bear down on you. By the shrine, a gold-scaled dragonborn woman kneels before you. You see that she puts her hands on the ground, her forehead touches the ground. She says, "We welcome you, heroic Mudang. Please, enjoy this first course in the days of celebration to come." You can see on the table there is a banquet consisting of cold buckwheat noodles, fried shrimp dumplings, crab marinated in soy sauce, rice, seafood pancakes, and cut fruit.
I already ate, but this looks delicious.
Oh.
Is this normal? Like, do we feel like this reverence level is normal? Like,
I feel like
for
people
us?
are always gifting us food, I think.
True.
Yes, as Mudang, you do go across the land and help people with supernatural or unusual tasks that might not be something that your typical mercenary might be able to broach on. For example, whenever a family is haunted by a ghost or a Kishin, or if they have a particular bout of bad luck, possibly even a curse, they will call upon the Mudang to help them exorcise any bad spirits or any bad luck, loosen curses of that nature. So a lot of the people that you help, depending on what region you go to, some of them are able to pay you in coin. Some of them might be humble farmer folk that can only pay you in food or just a warm place for the night. So yes and no. You've definitely never received anything to this level. This is a heroic feast.
I would like. Oh, is my mic working? Okay, I would like to. Ajashi would probably be like, "It smells good," and he like goes through and like he's smelling everything, and he's like getting too close to stuff probably with his eyesight. He's like, "That looks like." And I'm going to use the feature from the Hearth domain, which is from this particular oh my goodness section of the book, but it's called Meal of a Lifetime. And it allows my culinary abilities that they have evolved so at such a rate that I'm able to bring divine inspiration. So as part of this, even though he didn't make it, he's pouring in some MSG. I don't know.
Yeah, literally.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's doing something to it, and he's like stirring up people's stuff, and is like if they'll let him, he'll like feed them a spoon. Like, here, try. I'll blow it off for you, and just try. And he's also, if I can, like sussing out to make sure the food is okay. Like, he's gonna feed himself to make sure like it's not poisoned or anything. But then he's gonna go around and add stuff, and you all are going to get temporary hit points, which is equal to my level plus my wisdom modifier.
Yo.
And that's what I'm going to do for this one. So I'm gonna give you the points in the chat, but that's what this little Meal of a Lifetime does. So he'll be like, and like get some pop or like rice and like some of the stew and like, here, eat it, be healthy.
I'm gonna say with your high level of expertise and this just literally being like the thing that you do, I'd give it to you for free. You can definitely tell that this particular meal wasn't prepared by like a person over a stove. This was a spell, and you can tell that this was a hero's feast spell. So the food is not tainted.
Whoa.
It's totally fine and safe to eat, and it's very nourishing, but it comes from a magical source. And you make it better.
Amazing. And he's like, here. And he's like, eat it.
You see that the Dragonborn, if you do offer any, politely declines. And she says, please, this meal was prepared for you. I would like it if you would all enjoy this feast as a token of appreciation from the Dragon King.
Will we be able to ask you questions as we eat?
Yes, of course. I am here to accompany you to your journey to the Ocean Palace. Please have a seat. And you can see that this table is made of very polished, lacquered turtle shell, and that it almost looks as if like opalescent with little stones encrusted into it. And it is a sitting table, and you see that there are a number of cushions lining either side of it, and they are all very plush and have a very satin finish to them. And she gestures all of you to sit and make yourselves comfortable.
Oak sits
What's your
down
name?
and takes like a very casual, unintentionally somewhat sensual, like lean back,
just
back
like
pose.
somehow.
And his mount is behind him, kind of curling up a little bit, and he's gonna throw like the marinated crab. And the winged companion will catch it and eat it. A meal fit for a king.
Absolutely, without a doubt. The Dragonborn turns to you, Ihwa, and bows their head. My name is Liz Hora. I am a priestess deployed by the High Priest Jin Hyuk, and my charge is to make sure that you safely arrive to the Ocean Palace.
Does Jinhyuk sound familiar?
No. As of this part of your journey, you have not directly come into contact with the Ocean Palace, the Dragon King. These are all new entities in your journey. As the group of you are sitting down, you see if you happen to look towards the windows of the shrine, the turtle dips its head back into the water and begins to propel itself forward, descending into the waters of the ocean. Despite being on top of the creature, the interior of the shrine does not shake in any way, so if you were not looking, you would not know that you are even moving. The events being witnessed outside are almost as if they're projections of events happening very far away. Water, though it washes up to the very threshold of the temple itself, does not leak into the shrine. The shrine, in fact, remains a cozy, regular temperature as you begin to descend. She smiles to the group of you as you are all feasting. Is there anything anyone wants to do as they're eating?
I feel like Yoon, after hearing that their horns look so sharp, they're gonna test that theory out by making like a little shrimp kebab on one of their horns and save some for later, maybe.
You find that there is a great variety of seafood here. There's the raw variety if you'd like some. There's some that has been grilled as well.
We like it raw.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Suddenly everyone blushes for no reason.
Me making like nerdy jokes about the turtle being a smooth ride. Like, I keep one. Danny, please.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry. You're good. So as you are all enjoying the food, the Dragonborn looks up towards Ihua in particular, and she smiles, and you can tell that there is something patient about her countenance here. She's not rushing anything. She's letting everyone get their laughs and their blushing and their food. She just seems to be waiting.
Hello.
Hello. I suppose that you might have questions. I was just waiting to make sure that everyone felt comfortable and satisfied before I begin.
While we eat, is it fine if I ask some questions, everyone?
Go for it.
Feel free.
She bows her head at you.
Why are we actually going to the Dragon King?
I will explain in full detail. It is, in fact, not Kwang Li, the sovereign of the South Sea, who is inviting you, but the High Priest, Kim Jin-hyuk. She kneels deeper, and you see her touch her head to the ground for a moment. Kwang Li, the Dragon King, was assassinated. The Ocean Palace was thrown into chaos during the recent attacks, and we have tried traditional means of resurrection to restore the Dragon King, but nothing has worked thus far. The remnants of the Dark Realm's influence interfere with our divine magic. Treating the curse through ordinary spells has also proven to be ineffective, and none of the medicine in the palace has succeeded in dispelling the curse. She sits up and looks you dead in the eyes, each one of you. If word gets out that Kwang Li is dead, a power vacuum will open with Imugi, the native dragons who hold potential to become Yongwan, these dragon gods that rule the oceans. And foreign dragons will also vie for some of his remaining authority. The resulting calamity from it all will lead to a war of succession, and there will be a tremendous amount of casualty.
We don't need that.
I'm feeling no pressure at all.
No pressure. And I just have to ask, though, did you try eating the curse?
She touches her head to the ground again in a very deep, reverent expression towards you. We were unsuccessful.
It really is bad.
It'll go to jog, I think. So right up.
You see the tiniest crack of a smile in the corner of her mouth. Her eyes are pleading, and she says, "We have resorted to desperate measures.
That's us.
We wish that you, Mudang of Black Bear Clan, to venture into Chosang, the underworld, to find the legendary resurrection flowers." Nature religion check, please.
Yes.
Me too.
It's a religion.
Imagine being a cleric and your religion is a 0, so I do nature instead.
Oh my god. Sounds like perfect Ajashi behavior.
I love it.
Oof.
Horrible.
I look at the sky, everyone. I don't know what. And
Oh, now I see. I'm like, what?
Okay.
Damn, Mudang. Let's go, hot boy Oak.
Yes.
That's a 21 for Oak, a 5 for Ihwa, a 15 for Yujin, a 12 for Ajashi. All right. So I will say that Oak. Oh yeah, Yoon, go ahead and do me a roll. Nature or religion, your choice. Oh, 2? Okay, cool. You have no idea.
Oh, bless.
You are the only one who knows what a resurrection flower is.
Weird.
You know that resurrection flowers only grow in the fields of Sachon, ruled by the god of flowers, the Ingong. You know that their use is restricted by the Naragwang, the 10 kings over life and death in Chosang, under penalty of 10,000 years of torture.
Oak will relay this information, prefacing it with, "Oh, my mother used to tell me stories about the resurrection flower," and then all of the info.
Whips up.
The hair,
Yeah.
hair flip.
If you see Eugene was just like contemplating, like, yep, nodding, like I know everything, and then like, excuse me, what?
What?
You need us to do what?
I definitely won't live that long.
presumably, we would not be experiencing this penalty, or
How secret is the Dragon King's death?
I don't have that
The
long
dragon
today of Ihwa, so I don't think it really matters for me.
She
Oh,
Just
no.
you can't say that. We're
We're gonna have
Like
to get 2
89
of
years
these
old.
flowers so that we can bring you back, Ajashi.
Oh,
Sneak
Oak.
action.
He just like gently pets your face, like, oh, you're such a good boy.
Definitely the relationship that Oak and Ajashi have.
I love
On
it.
any given day, it could change.
The Dragonborn says, "Perhaps as Mudang, you have some jurisdiction with the undead and the..." That noise. She says, "We hope that you can perhaps seek an audience with the Narakwang and plead our case. We find that
Naturally.
perhaps you might be most appropriate to do so. And we ourselves are actually forbidden by ancient law from extending beyond our territories. We are forbidden by Huanin, the Heavenly Emperor, from leaving the Southern Sea."
We can't have you breaking your boundaries.
So we'll go do it for you.
"You will?" She looks with great
Oh.
hope to Yoon, tears budding
My
in her
God,
eyes.
Yoon.
She leans forward, she
Oops.
takes your hand. "You will?"
So we can't say no now, can we?
What did you say?
I guess so. We will.
We will.
Yeah?
Looking at you,
We
Why
have a way
don't-
to get to the
Should
fields.
we all confer with each other before making an entire group decision?
Definitely. I need to talk to
Of course.
my companions first. I'm overstepping my boundaries.
Yes, of course.
Be right back.
We're really good at that.
Please, no, stay here.
Oh.
Please be comfortable.
you.
I will. She gets up, she bows, and she moves to the distant side of the room, out of earshot.
And she is just like this. Like, I think it's good that we talk like this in private.
Let's do that.
Oak looks over
big
to
pause.
Ihua and says, I love when you set the boundaries.
Really good at that.
I love this boy.
Because you can't. I don't have any actual problem doing this. I'm not sure about anyone else. But I don't know a goddamn thing about the Dragon King. And if he's not a good person, I'm not entirely sure. And if there's anything that can be given to us about him, that would be maybe helpful to me. I'm not sure.
Maybe some stories, maybe some dragon tales, as it were.
Oh, yes. That's brilliant.
Womp, womp, womp. Yeah, you're just looking like, listen, I don't know if the king was good or bad, but I do know I don't want to deal with a power vacuum.
I don't want that either.
True.
Yoon, did you have something on your mind?
You seem really eager to help.
No, I was going to try to see if I had the ability to talk to dead things and people and spirits, but not today. I don't feel the energy is not right for that.
Yeah, the vibes.
Maybe
not right
tomorrow.
underwater yet. Sure.
Right. Maybe,
Yeah.
yes, the water might amplify the vibes. Maybe then
The
we'll
Nookie.
know.
Yep.
Did they tell us how the king was assassinated?
Well, they didn't.
No.
She said that
She comes back in.
she's like,
She
hey.
also, I think
We
Yuji
showed
points
up.
out, like,
Come
she
on.
also said she was here to make sure we got there safely. Hello.
Oh, that's a good point.
We can't swim to the ocean palace, presumably.
No,
No.
you're like looking out
No.
the window and you see
Yeah.
that y'all are going like 200 miles per hour, like down into the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe High Priest Jin Hyuk will have more information for us.
They better.
I have a question.
Yes.
Well, while it's us, let's just talking between us friends here. Why? I mean, we're really talented, of course, but why us? I don't understand. If we don't know the king, I don't know. Like,
Maybe
I
they
think-
don't want us to know.
oh, that's true. A guy on the outside. You're so smart, you didn't.
I will say it might be fruitful in the way of our public image, perhaps. They don't really like us too much.
Yeah.
The Dragon King, whatever his deal is revived or something, you know.
But how will they know we did a good job? Everyone thinks he's alive, and then they're gonna be like, "Oh, he was still alive the whole time." I'm like, that's because we did it. But they're gonna make us sign an NDA or something.
I'm not sure what that is, but I think the Dragon King, at the very least, his
It's a-
word over.
No discussion allowed.
Kajishi, are you trying to be a celebrity at the end of days?
Oh my god, stop it. No, I could never. But maybe.
We can get pictures and, you know, we can get you a shrine or something. No one has to know about this. They might not know that we resurrected the king, but we'll know, and he'll know, and that's the important part, right?
Yes.
Yes.
We'll have diplomatic immunity.
I mean, very possible.
I think she can hear us if you don't have your hands up. I'm just saying that's why she came in the first time.
Right.
Right.
Do
That's why
any of us
we
know
got the
anything
giant
about the
paw.
Dragon King?
Should we do a thing?
So
Yeah, should we?
We're gonna vote.
So, some general knowledge. You know that the Yongwan are various dragon deities, so to speak. They are dragon gods, and they rule over the different seas: the north, south, west, east seas.
Cardinals. They always
Yeah.
fuck us up.
Every time. You know that they are generally very territorial beings, but they seek more or less balance and fair rule over their domains. So you don't know the personality of Kwang Li, so to speak, but seeing how until these recent undead raids that Nampong was pretty well off, that there's probably a good relationship between the two.
Oof, makes sense.
You see her off to the side, Sora, and you can see that she's just buzzing, waiting to answer any questions that you have, and just has a general nervousness to her.
Well, have we decided, are we going to help them or are we going to
Do we
not
have more
help them?
questions?
We have more questions first.
Ultimately, we need to.
This is true. So let's ask some questions. I think we're ready.
Oh, she rises and scuttles over. She kneels down beside the group of you. Yes,
I think we just have more questions first.
of course.
You said something about traveling somewhere safely earlier. Are we in danger traveling to wherever you're taking us?
No, the Ocean Palace is not in any sort of distress. We are far removed from the recent destruction that has come over Nampong. And
But it's not quite safe either, is it? Because didn't the king die while there?
the king was assassinated, but the assassin is gone. And the safety is she picks up an empty rice bowl and kind of chucks it out of the threshold of the door, and you just see it like yum away. Like, I'm simply here to make sure that doesn't happen to you.
Ooh.
How was he assassinated?
We believe that there was dark magic, perhaps something tied to the dark realm of influence here. And her saying that makes you believe that maybe Senna, who is someone that you've been chasing after and gone into numerous conflicts with, someone associated with the Society of Wailing Souls, might be involved. Your enemy assassinated the Dragon King. Oh no! Curses!
And they're gone, as in they're no longer on the premises, or they were done away with.
They are missing, unaccounted for. The Ocean Palace has put up a barrier. It is safe for now. As was said earlier, it is of great importance that no one knows the passing of Kwang Li, so we have tried to take measures where we don't cause a wave of panic, so to speak, over the people. I have come to you under the guise of thanking our surface friends for assisting with the undead. and bringing peace.
Ihua, do you think that there's probably a black stake somewhere close to the ocean palace that we might have to get rid of before we go for this resurrection flower? Because if there's still a black stake siphoning energy, it'll be all for naught, I think.
We've done away with the water stake.
So you've recently done away with the water stake. So there probably isn't one in this area, and doing away the water stake had a direct effect over these storms and the undead. So that is a very recent development.
Oh,
late.
yeah. I guess the Dragon King is part of water. Oak's not bright, just
Very
FYI.
good. Very good.
Just hot.
She
No.
still pats you on your arm, like, oh, you're so bright. Very thinking, always good.
But that
Thanks,
doesn't
Oak.
mean that
Hmm.
the stakes, the wailing souls aren't involved. I think we're gonna. My vote is we go, if not just to find out more of what is going on, especially with this missing assassin. As more.
She looks at, I'm so used to playing girls. She looks over at Sora and goes, can you turn around? So sorry. Can you turn?
Yeah.
I don't want you to hear. Thank you so much. If we could, I think it's a good idea. It's kind of like a 2-for-1 situation.
Yes.
We could get our bad guy. They never, he's not dead anymore. Diplomatic immunity for helping.
You're
the
so
king.
wise, Ajashi. Thank you.
Thank you.
I agree.
Thank you. Please, you just
We're going to somehow have to find out how to get around the 10,000-year penalty.
It's true.
Yeah, that does seem like a really long time. That's a long time.
Most of us have been possessed before, but we haven't really spoken to God.
Yeah.
If we're here to party, how are we supposed to investigate? Like, if people are celebrating?
I just realized that it's almost all of us and then Eugen looking down.
Yeah.
Us in a tiny huddle and then also Eugen looking down at us.
It's okay. We squat. We got kimchi squats for days.
5'9".
Okay.
It's kind of a.
Well, we have to just touch base with these Narakwang.
We're gonna have to try.
Let's talk to let's resolve to talk to the high priest and see what's up.
Yeah.
Be fine.
Okay, dear, you can turn
Oh,
turn
yes.
around. 들어와세요. Come here,
Yes,
dear.
감사합니다. So once we arrive at the Ocean Palace, I will take you to the High Priest when you're ready, so that you may speak to him at behest of the Dragon King.
Yep. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, who all knows that the king is, so we don't give it away.
No one.
But okay, well,
Wait.
know, but
And we know.
are we
It
just
is
pretending?
the High Priest, myself, and now you.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh,
This is
really
no
Good to know.
pressure.
secret.
Good to know. I want to do an insight check just to make sure that she's not like
yeah.
we're on the level.
Go for
like
it.
this. We are literally the only people she's told.
I'm just taking her for her word.
I'm sure you are. Dirty 20.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that the body language of Worry goes deep, and she is being sincere and she is desperate.
Okay. Let's do it.
She touches her head to the ground again, and she says, in 3 days' time, the magistrates will wish to speak to the Dragon King. It is then that it will be difficult to further the deception.
Oh, it's not just, oh, no one knows. Now we're on a real tight schedule.
I
Gosh.
Do people think that he's like sick, or
Yes, they
is he in a
believe that
mood?
he has fallen ill from the recent attack, but the
Right.
ministers are persistent on meeting with him. The news will spread and become uncontrollable if that becomes the situation.
It's almost worse that they think he's sick. They might even be preparing for him to die, and they're making backdoor deals and conversations. We should do this within 3 days.
So irritating.
I do believe that
Echo.
time moves differently in Chozong, however. I believe that the way that time flows, it might be about 3 weeks.
Oh.
He's been dead for 3 weeks. In where you are?
No, he's been dead for 1 day.
1 day.
But for us.
You have
In the
3
in the
days,
underworld.
and in the underworld,
It's a rush order.
the 3 days will feel like 3 weeks.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
So you have time, but not a lot of time, right?
I hate to put words in people's mouths, not saying it to you. Are you hiring us because we're expendable?
Okay. Real talk, I'm really happy that there's a list of questions that the party will ask you and the answers to tell them. And one of them is, why do you need us? And it says,
Yeah.
to be honest, and I do not mean any offense behind these words, it was because you were available. Through your Black Bear clan, you have a link to Chozong to petition its rulers to grant you the resurrection flower. We understand that not all of you are involved with the bureaucracy of the underworld, but please, you are our only hope.
She just kind of pats Oak on the wrist and see, you have to always be thinking about these things before you make deals. This is why.
This is
Always
why
be
we have
thinking.
you, I just see.
Thank you, darling. He flips his non-existent hair on the sides. He's like,
Your hair is exceptionally shiny today, Ajashi.
it's just his bald head. Thank you, dear.
The Ocean Palace is bound to repay the hospitality of our honored guests. If you were to help us in this endeavor, then it would be our pleasure and our duty to reciprocate in kind, and we can aid you with whatever quest it is that you have against forces that imperil our land.
It seems pretty straightforward to me personally.
I
It'll
like
be
how
a fun time. We're here to celebrate, right?
Mudang,
Yes.
fighting.
As you say that, you see that the seas around the Kisusan begin to darken as you descend further and further into the depths. You see that there are several whales. Oh no, I had the music. I forgot them.
Whale music?
I've been watching way too much Extraordinary Attorney Wu because I was like, wait.
Yeah, it's the moment.
yes.
Moment.
You see that several whales and behemoth catfish pass the mountainous turtle as you near what appears to be a crystalline gate at the center of a sprawling garden of colorful coral. Stone lanterns in the garden light the pathway towards a luminous undersea palace that shines as a beacon through the dark. The Kisusan descends and nests atop the coral, and you are able to disembark here if you please. You see that coiled coral grow decoratively at the sides of a stone road that schools of fish cross towards a city occupied by merfolk, aquatic elves, and all manners of awakened marine life. You see at the end of this road, the path leads directly to a resplendent palace that towers over the domain. The Dragonborn bows her head to you and says, "This is a magical place. Within a 10-mile radius of the Ocean Palace, the waters are blessed, so that those who are uninvited are unsanctioned to enter. You have been cleared as emissaries of Chozong, and you will find that you are able to breathe underwater with no issue. Those unsuited to surviving underwater will find their visit here comfortable."
Does wetness work?
Oak pats the face of his companion and says, Hear that, girl? Lidl, we're gonna be fine.
Lidl's amazing.
It's a snake, right? Yeah.
It's like a flying snake, feathered flying snake.
Oh yeah.
Flying snake sounds. She also says, you will find that some sea creatures within the city limits are bestowed upon the effects of awaken spells. Any creatures that stay within the city for over 8 hours are granted citizenship and are protected from being eaten.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good. We didn't want to be eaten.
Correct.
Or assassinated.
Speak for yourself.
Is that how you want to go out, Adjusty?
I think Brandon had, just really going out with a bang.
Yeah, that's good point.
Why do you think I stick around here? I'm just kidding for your comedy and beautiful humor.
While you're talking, Eugen is just standing up, stretching their legs, and just like kind of using body mass to just kind of push the momentum. Like, I'll take the
We're all
rear.
distracted and talking.
While we're traveling, can Oak go ahead and like tune into their spirit or his spirit sensitivity and just ensure that there aren't celestials, fiends, or undead within 60 feet as they travel?
Yeah, absolutely. What does it look like as you activate this? You can flavor it however you want.
So he closes his eyes and takes a deep breath of water.
It's like the equivalent of breathing, so you don't
like
drown.
air, like a heavy air.
Mhm.
Yeah. And as he breathes out, it kind of is like a grayish smoke that just extends outward and disappears. Like it dissipates, but it's still there, and to extend that, like, sensory feeling outwards.
Yeah, as you do, you definitely do not sense anything within 60 feet. I think, unless Noru classifies as a fae, I'm not sure.
Oh, that's true.
Maybe. And you've used the spell around your party. If your party are affected, then yeah. But other than that, nothing. Yeah, so your walk speed is the equivalent of your swim speed here.
Yeah, Noru are fae. They're descended from fae.
Oh, hey. Yes. Noru, that's what I am. Sorry, just a zoning out
You're
moment.
fine.
Okay.
I was wondering, like, what does it sound like underwater? Because I imagine, like, in the air, it's like, you hear birds, like, twittering and stuff like that, and the wind. But, like, I feel like underwater, I feel like it would sound deep, like, the sounds that, like, fish make and whale make are all so deep.
You feel
like,
sound moves as a resonance here. The sounds closest to you are more muted, and the deeper tones seem to carry with more weight. So you find anyone that has like a squeaky voice is a little harder to hear, and anyone with the grumbling, tiger voice, just kind of carries with the wave here.
Just sounds so nice to talk like this.
Yes, it
Nice
does.
indeed.
But it's also very uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Alright.
timbre's great.
She would be handing out like the old people ginseng candies to Sorai. Here you go, dear.
Oh, 감사합니다.
Just for you.
Thank you.
Hey,
She takes it with
hey.
both hands and she holds it against her chest. And she says, please, venture forth at your leisure and I will join you at the Ocean Palace. And she gestures at the very long single road that leads to the very obvious palace. She bows and she begins to swim away. You see, sprawling out before you are a number of different attractions. You can see that there seems to be a very popular pub off to one side. There's a market to the other. There is an area that it is a stretch of the city that seems to pulse with a deep ruby red light. And then there is the palace on the other side. As the group of you are beginning to make your way forward, I think this will be a good time for us to take a break. So please join us in doing some stretchies and grabbing a snack and grabbing a drink. And we will be right back. And please enjoy this video as we are taking a break. So, as the group of you are beginning to enter into the city around the Ocean Palace, you begin to approach what appears to be a dimly lit pub. And it is labeled as Fish Chongol.
Is that a pub? Quick stop,
Shots on
my
me.
friends.
Soju around the house. What are you in?
Oh.
Yeah, you
Holding you
exist.
to it, Oak. Quick.
You
For
and
work.
me, Ajushi. Let's go.
Sounds good.
Let's go.
Okay. As you enter in, you can see that there are tables here built as miniature hearths. There are spheres, almost like bubbles, surrounding them, and they seem to be simulating the properties of dry land. Water doesn't penetrate these barriers around these hearths, and they seem to be heating hot pots placed on top of them. You see that there are some Sahagin and merfolk sitting at a table enjoying their meals. As you approach, you see someone begin to swim forward.
Are they hot?
Yes. The answer is yes.
They're
Everybody's hot.
precious baby.
I love.
Stop, I'm obsessed.
You see that this woman who is wearing a snail conch on her back begins to swim forward, and she says, "Hello! Welcome to the Fish Chongol. What can I get you today? Would you like to accompany one of our bubbles?" She gestures to the tables.
Bobble, are you going to accompany us? I love your shell.
Thank you.
Okay.
And you see her kind of like swim in a very slow circle to show you the shell, and the lights of this area just seem to like dance over the ridges and the various barnacles growing on it.
She's so clearly married.
Yeah.
Very
Hella
stunning.
What are
married.
you talking? I'm just complimenting her shell.
You don't
Oh.
compliment a married woman's shell.
Oh, right.
What? Everyone
Hot
likes
boy
to
things.
be told they're beautiful.
Or is it a
Everyone.
concept? Is it the married?
No, this is a married snail.
It's a shtick.
It's a
Okay.
concept.
I attack Ajushi.
He goes, oh God, what's happening?
We didn't cover puns in our lines and
We
rails.
didn't. Oops.
You signed up for a terrible person to play games with.
She says, "My name is Mrs. Choi. Welcome."
Thank you, Mrs. Choi.
Of course.
We're on a schedule. Could we get like a bubble?
Yes. She gestures to a
Barble.
barble nearby.
Mm.
As you enter the barble, you find that it's almost as if you're stepping out of a shower and onto the sand. And you see that there is an attendant waiting inside, and they begin to cast prestidigitation on each one of you to dry you off.
Oh,
Bless.
oh, that is good. That is
A round of soju for everyone.
What flavor?
Your best.
Okay.
your favorite one.
Oh, wonderful.
Popular.
I'll be right back. And you see her like, cookie, 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 like swim away into like the storage area.
It's about to be shrimp flavored.
I know.
Yeah, right. It's gonna be krill.
Please.
Something.
When in the
fruity.
Ocean Palace.
She brings out these little shot glasses that are shaped like seashells, and they are like crystalline and see-through. She places one down in front of each one of you, and she offers to pour a drink. She shows you the bottle, and it appears to be mushroom soju.
Mushrooms.
Juicy.
Okay.
Does she
I
like
can
do
Sounds
the whole
good.
whirlpool thing? She just does the
Yeah, she just like the pops off and it spins and you see it like gently floating.
Mhm.
Wait, yeah, it's just like gently floating down and then like she pours with both hands into each one of your cups.
Dope. Earthy.
She pours one for herself.
Umami.
She says,
It's like soup.
"Ganbai." And then
Yeah.
it
Tastes like dirt, but like the good dirt.
does.
It's like ginseng.
Yeah,
Dirt, but good dirt.
good dirt.
Yeah.
Good dirt.
That's
Good
some
dirt.
good dirt. Good dirt.
I love
all
good
around.
dirt
Only
flavor.
only you all would have understood what I was saying because I feel like if I
Yes.
said that to anybody else,
We're all goblin children.
Yeah.
It's the good stuff.
So we have like a smash cut of Mrs. Choi telling you about like her colorful apron and how she's the wife of a sailor that was stranded on a remote island and like
so romantic.
she was a spirit that answered his prayers for help and took pity on him and possessed a nearby shell and became a snail bride. And they started their lives anew here in town.
Oh, that's so
Reverse
That's
bartender.
really cute. Reverse bartender.
reversed. Well,
Was she named Brandy?
Was she a fine girl?
Brandy Choi.
What a good
Yep.
wife. What a good wife she would be.
I look at Eugene and just kind of go, does it not mean that she took over someone else's life to be okay? Never mind, it's fine.
Don't ask
Yeah,
that.
no, it's fine.
I'm also marking this down. Like, you made us drink dirt alcohol.
Dirt, alcohol. She's going to pay for it. And
What money?
I have don't question,
Shells?
don't question me. I have something favorable. And he goes like into his sleeve. Where did I put it? And he's going to hold out two hands. One with money that he is like, I don't know, you want topside money? And then the other one is gonna have like hot dog that he like wraps in like little pieces of paper. And he's like, I don't know.
She goes like,
"Yeah."
yeah. She like smacks you on the arm. She's like, of course you know I want the hot dog. Please, 감사합니다.
Iwa, sometimes it's not about the coin, it's about what you can eat. And I say
You just
that
see like,
I live by that.
just one bite.
Is it questionably warm? I don't think I've ever seen.
You don't ask questions.
Yeah,
You don't want the
is it
answers
cold
to.
hot dog?
I was like, wait, how do you keep it warm, Atashi?
Listen, it's in a parchment. I'm a magical cook. Don't ask questions.
Oh, true.
I forgot. I'm so sorry.
I am a
Ajushi.
Hearth Domain cleric.
Ajushi.
And then he pulls out one and goes, fine, take the last
can't say
one."
no to that.
Thank you.
face.
감사합니다.
Mm.
And then we smash cut to her saying, bye, please come back anytime as y'all are leaving.
And now you can say, oh.
Yeah, 감사합니다.
Hey.
My cat is on my
Like,
desk
"Oh,
like, why are you speaking Korean? And then the group begin to meander past the market. You see that there's a tall building the shape of a conch shell, and there's a mercantile district of town. You see that fish folk have set up tarps, and they are sitting about and enticing those who pass by to check out their wares. You see that most stands are showing off handcrafted wares such as hairpins and ornaments that incorporate pearls. See that the main building seems to be the tall one, and there are cries of excitement that bellow out as an auctioneer riles up the crowd.
Wow. Fancy. We have to come back to this. Once we're done, we'll celebrate by buying things. That's what we do.
Yes.
Is that
That's
what
what
you
I'm
do?
That's what I'm
Is
doing.
that what we do?
That's what I do, and you guys just come with me.
Okay.
As y'all are like walking past the market, you can see inside the auction building is an awakened giant crab with small spectacles that seems to be shouting like, anyone 200 here, 200 here, 220 here. Gone.
We're going back there specifically. I like to fight for sport. Boy, something is good up there, I can tell.
We know, Ajishi, you want the haggle, you want the bidding.
I want
Next time.
the thrill of the chase, you
Thrill of the hunt.
Yes, exactly. You when you get to my age, you have to find your thrill so you can.
A gambling addiction?
Yes, absolutely. And if I can help it, only in food. But sometimes you have to give up the coin. Sometimes.
Just picturing you flipping a hot dog like coin.
Literally, they don't ask me for gold. They ask me for my golden hot dog, and you better remember that. All right, let's go. We have business.
As you're kind of making your way towards the palace, you see that the furthest corner of town, there appear to be lantern lights that flood the area with a warm, alluring red. You see that there are merfolk dressed ornately and with a great variety of flashy cosmetics in the streets, and they are enticing and greeting guests.
Enticing, you say?
Yeah, like shoulder exposed.
Oh.
Okay. It's kind of
You're
like
just a
veering
sexy
off
fish.
a little bit, like getting a little distracted.
Oh, my boy, we have no time for
Eyes on the prize.
shenaniganery.
I'll just show a little shoulder right back.
Oh!
Yeah, you will.
You see someone that's walking by, they're just like, oh, hi. And they walk away.
Uno reverse.
You just see fur bristling, just muscles flexing. We don't need shoulders in here. Come on now.
Well, we're definitely going to be coming back to take some downtime.
Mm-hmm.
Shopping and enticing, all the things.
And you see a sign that says, The Rift.
Ooh.
The town's legally
Apt.
recognized red light district.
Oh.
Name.
Oh, what a
Yay.
fun name.
Mm-hmm. As you begin to make your way towards the gate that paths up towards the palace, Sora is there to greet you and meet with you. As you are walking up, you see that the shining crystal... Yes.
Had a pretend to be essential, non-essential question about Sora.
Yes.
She swam away from us. I need to know how she swam away. Was it like alligator style? Or
Like one of those
like
iguanas? Like the
Yeah.
iguana
Oh my
from the Galapagos
God.
So
Islands?
you know how like alligators, their arms just kind of go back and they turn into a missile and they go like this? That's definitely how she swam. Yes.
dope.
They're a little
Cool.
noodle
Yeah,
that
like-
goes through.
Just needed to know that.
Mhm.
Thank you.
100%.
Okay, that's
Yes.
very
That
important.
was necessary.
Yeah. None of that limb flailing, business. Nah. Efficient, straightforward, to the point.
Hot.
Yeah. A shining crystalline palace towers over the group of you. You see that there are two merfolk paladins standing at the ready by the gates, halberds in arms. As they look at the group of you, they notice the gold dragonborn in religious vestments that walks alongside you, and they say, "Welcome back, priestess!" Bellowing out, standing off to the side and bowing. You enter a hallway where the ceiling stretches up for well over 100 feet. Multicolored, shining jellyfish light the chamber as they float around bridges, marking the placement of each floor. You see a large turtle folk person standing on two legs begins to approach and greet you. Praise be to Harnin that you've arrived. I am High Priest Kim Jin-hyuk. Come, let us hurry to His Highness's chambers.
Look forward to seeing His Highness.
Been wanting to meet him for a very long time.
Yeah.
Yes. Swim. He begins to lead you towards the topmost floor. And you can tell that there is an edge to him, that he wishes to speak to you, but obviously in such a public place he cannot. The way that he kind of glances over and makes eye contact with each one of you, you have the mind that this is an individual that wishes to strike a conversation. But as you reach the outside of the king's bedchamber, you see that there are two guards posted there as well. And as you begin to enter, the double sliding doors open to a luxurious hexagonal room at the topmost floor of the palace. Windows with ornate decorations of a dragon encircling an orb shine the light of the outdoors into this room. As if mimicking the craftsmanship, an orange-scaled serpentine dragon stretches around the room, its head resting on a mattress laid out on the floor, surrounded by tall, ornate pillars. You behold the Yongwang, but it's orange.
What a handsome boy.
So dead.
Too soon. You see,
I like. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. No.
sure.
I was gonna tease the old man. Like, I thought we were supposed to like not make this obvious. Like, why are you so sweaty, old man?
Can't see the sweat. You're underwater. It's fine. A merman dressed in black embroidered hanbok sobs, kneeling before the king, and goes, "Guangli, my king!" He's throwing himself at the ground, wailing and wailing and wailing. Beside him is a mermaid with impressive antlers who also kneels, but she seems to be quite reserved in comparison. As the group of you
Soda. Oh, I'm sorry.
As the group of you enter, the door closes behind you. So it is Sora, the high priest, the man in the black robes, and then the mermaid in the room with you.
Soda, I thought you said that no one else knew.
Yes, that is correct. You can see as you are entering that the mermaid looks over at the group of you, and she looks furious. She has about her a regal air. And the high priest and Sora both bow deeply at the hips and say, "Mudang, please, I would like to make your acquaintance with Princess Soshin, daughter of Guangli."
So is the king also like a merman?
Water dragon.
Okay, so he's the shape. Okay, I was like not sure if he could transform back and forth, but he's okay.
Hashtag just
Mythical
God things.
child.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to suss out. I was like, what level of humanry can we exchange to? Okay.
Oak will also bow at the hips towards the princess.
Likewise.
I don't.
Yeah, the princess seems to have a cold fury about her. She watches the group of you with a look of discontent, and she rises sharply to turn towards the high priest. "Why were we not told of this? Why is it that I had to find out my father's fate upon entering his chamber?"
You're just letting
'Cause
anyone
you
into here.
didn't need to. We're bringing him back. It's gonna be fine. It's just a temporary state. We didn't want to emotionally damage you. It's okay.
You
She
do not. This is a princess.
bristles at that and huffs out a breath. "Who are you to speak to me like that?"
Black
We
Bear
meet-
clan.
We mean no offense, princess. We're just here to help.
She huffs out a breath, and then you see that the bald and bearded elderly merman that is throwing himself to the ground wailing, he looks like a minister of some kind. And he looks up at the group of you and says, "Is there nothing that you can do about our kingdom's father? Oh, our great leader, taken from us too soon."
Oh,
Not
a
like
faithful one. Yes, I don't think we would be here if there was nothing we could do.
Can someone clip Stella going, ooh, ooh.
When I was doing this prep, I was like, yes, they added the thing, the guy who does the thing. Yes, that's so Korean.
It is.
Wait, and who are you, sir?
I am Chong Taeju, a minister allied with the conservative faction in the Young One's court.
Did you come here with the princess?
Oh, we were given much trouble trying to enter the room. We just wanted to seek an audience with Kwang Li, our kingdom's father. But, Toshin interjects, I had to impose my right to see my father. You made it quite difficult for us to enter his chambers. Why would you do this to us? And you see here, there's a moment where we have a quick monologue of the high priest and Sora speaking to the two of them, trying to appeal to their sense of logic here, that there is something that we can do. We have an idea. These are the perfect people for this plan. And it's our every intention to send them to Choseong to get the resurrection flowers. And it seems that there's a bit of a stalemate here. You see that Soshin and Taeju are just on the cusp. They're unsure of the group of you. And it seems that we've reached a moment where you might have to pitch in to try to convince them.
I have an idea. Why don't we get the king's decision on this? Possibly, maybe he can tell us something.
Totally.
Let's do messenger of the spirits.
Yes.
So with this feature, it's a Noru racial feature. It says you gain the ability to imbue a corpse with speech and ask it as many questions up to your proficiency bonus. Just 3 right now, I believe. The corpse only knows what it knew in life and is under no compulsion to answer your question honestly. You regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. So,
okay. I would like you to tell me what this looks like and how Yoon responds. You cast the spell. You discover very quickly, however, that the king is dead, but not totally dead. So the spell doesn't work. So it seems that the soul is in some kind of purgatory or a state of undeath almost.
Oh, this is good then.
That beach.
I feel like the way that they try to cast this is they go up to the corpse and they put their hands on the corpse's hands, and like a kind of force like brings both of their hands up, and then you see a jolt as Yoon's eyes kind of turn milky white, and as they open their mouth to see if they can channel whatever this corpse's body would want to say, you just hear like a and nothing comes out because something's wrong here. And then boom, everything drops and Yoon snaps back and she's like, that didn't work.
That's so cool.
But we tried. Something's wrong.
She had a good point, though. It's maybe a good thing that we can't exactly get a clear answer from a total corpse. There is still something we can do, Princess.
Yeah. Not dead.
Roll me a persuasion
Oh my
check,
God.
Ihwa.
He's only mostly dead.
Only mostly dead. Just not all dead.
In the background, Teju is like, how much longer must our kingdom suffer without our king's guidance? 10. Okay. You see that Soshin appears to be somewhat moved, but there's great distrust over her features. Her eyes are welling up, and you can see that they are wild with color, but she is straight-backed, and she seems to be holding her ground. She looks to the group of you.
I know this is hard for you. You weren't told right away. That is an emotional problem. All of these signs are pointing towards we are here. This is the right moment, and we are the right people to do it. Otherwise, why would your trusted people come and get us if we were not here for you? I know you have no reason to trust us, but we have nothing to gain by doing you a disservice. We're sworn to secrecy here. We're not doing it for celebrity. We're doing it to help the kingdom, and now to help you get your dad back.
Princess Soshin, I promise that you will lay your beautiful eyes on your living father once more. Soon.
Roll me persuasion, both of you, Yujin and Oak.
Trying to be logical, and then it's just flirty flirt.
Por qué no los dos?
Oh my god!
Wow, that's a 7 for Yujin, a 16 for Oak.
Fair.
Okay. You can I think what you see here is that there is a visible exhale from her body. The stiffness seems to leave her as she listens to Yujin's logic, and she just seems right on the cusp, like almost convinced. And then Oak coming in with that just seems to be like the final push. She, all right. My father would want us to try, at least. She looks to Teju and says, come with me. We are going to have to discuss what we are going to do. In the case that these outsiders fail in their quest.
More than fair.
She looks down at her shield. It bears the... Hold on. Is there a picture? There's no shield there. Okay.
Juicy pictures. The dudes.
We're like pictures.
No, you already showed you the picture. Okay. She has a shield, and you can see that it appears to be made out of some kind of calcified coral, hardened to have a steel-like quality, and it is this shimmering blue in color, and there's a crest upon the front face of it that mimics the emblazoned image of the Yongwan of Guangli here. She holds the shield out to Oak and says, I should at least send you off with the tools to help, I suppose. I expect this back.
You gonna give it to Oak?
Yeah, she's
Big as
holding
Oak.
it out to
I'm gonna give
Oak.
it.
Oak will put their shield on his back, and he's going to accept the shield with both hands.
As you take it, she just turns away from you with a flourish. And she stalks out the room with the minister in tow.
I just want to know why they're just letting anyone in. I feel like the whole point, they're like, don't tell anyone. And they're like, oh, I can get in. You know what I mean?
That tightens our timeline.
Pretty quickly, because that
Very.
one guy's pretty dramatic.
Yeah.
Very well may be.
You can still hear him
Sora.
like crying in the hallway.
Don't hire anyone like that for me. Don't.
Sora said, yes.
Sora.
Is our bestie still in here? Did she follow with the princess? I'm like, please, can
Sorry.
you keep his mouth shut?
Yeah, you can hear some scolding coming from the princess and quiet in the
Nice.
hallway. Sora and the high priest are in here with you, and they look to you, Ihwa.
How close was the princess to her father? Was her reaction warranted?
Yes, the princess is a very hard-hearted young woman. She wants to prove herself. She is someone who is a brilliant fighter and has a deep, wide-loving heart, but she is careful with those who she allows close, and the bond between her and her father was one full of love and consideration.
Noted.
Is there a prince?
No, why do you ask?
I don't know. I'm just curious. I got some advice earlier, and I'm just trying to implement that a little bit more.
Oh, what kind of advice was that?
Nothing that is really relevant.
Oh,
It's-
please tell me, as the high priest, it's important that
I was told not to compliment married women.
Oh, that is a very, very good piece of advice.
It's kind of weird though. So if you're married, you don't get compliments from people anymore.
That's
Not
what
from
I
you.
say.
Way to live.
It
Not
depends
from
on
you.
Oak, it depends on how you do it. I think it's the finesse that you're just too dangerous, my boy. You're too
That's what I
dangerous.
was in the back are like, yeah.
You're kind of a fox, you know?
Oh, that's funny because you're a fox. But
Yeah,
he's a
just
rat.
please. No, we don't talk about that.
Sorry, I've
Visibly
been told
see like the
it's
mental
funny.
gymnastics happening in Oak's head right now.
Yeah. Oh,
You're the
Thinking
rabbit,
about it. He'll
so
get there.
there's a scale. There's a scale. There's monogamy over here, and that happens. Not, so like, you gotta figure it out. If they're not on that
Let's go.
side
Let's check out the
with
king's body.
I was gonna
Alright.
say, perhaps we should investigate further.
The high
Mhm,
priest
mhm.
scratches his ass, and as the group of you are like
Nice.
looking over the body, he says, "Yes, it was my intention to try to send you to Chozhong so that you may appeal to the Narakwang and perhaps obtain the resurrection flowers. From the flowers, we should be able to brew a potion of true resurrection. I think that this is what the Dragon King will need to finally fight through this strange state that he's in, dead and dying, but not truly gone."
Well, I have a question because doesn't true extra resurrection, would that work on someone who's dead? What about, will that really work on him if he's not actually dead?
He begins to explain in terms beyond the comprehension of
Oh,
Stella, which make total sense, and like, yes, this is what needs to happen.
Not the
I
old man
see.
droning.
I'm completely
That
trapped
makes
with
So it
you.
needs to
I'm
be the
completely
potion
trapped with
of
you.
resurrection from the flowers of resurrection.
Right, the resonance of the soul,
Yes.
of
Yes.
course. Yeah,
Listen,
suck it
us-
back in.
Old folks know what we're talking about. My lord, now who are we how are we going to transfer the 10,000 years of pain and suffering and all the trials and whatnot? Where's that going to go?
Yeah, well, you are representatives of the Chozong's Haja of your Mudang clan, so you should be able
Sure.
to speak to the Narakwang. And
They want us to cash our favor.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe the most charismatic, and then he starts to look through his whole group of people. Goes, Well, we'll figure this part out when we get there, I guess.
The high priest, like, as you're talking, is doing the thing where he also keeps talking at the same time. And he's like,
Good.
so I can cast a spell. I can cast a gate spell so you can travel into Chosong. And once I've been contacted by your Chosong's Haja, which you have an innate connection with, and can do a series of telephone, and don't worry about the specifics, it'll be fine. I will be able to bring you back once you have the resurrection flowers in hand.
And if we don't, just for kicks and giggles, just for a haha, we don't get the flower, what happens to us? You're not call us
Of
back.
course,
You
I
won't
will
come
bring
get us.
you back. I am not a cruel being. I would not leave you to toil there unnecessarily. You are doing a great and honorable favor, of which I will give everything within my power to show is reciprocated. It is of grave importance that the king is restored.
It seems legit to me. Let's go!
Yeah, spit us out and slurp us back in time.
Okay.
Let's do
Oh,
it.
I love slurp.
the word slurp.
He casts the gate spell.
You good?
Yeah.
Stella?
Hold on.
Stella said,
Brain
Super
reset.
before we head out also, is there would there be any other information we would get out of a perception or investigation check on the king's body
Oh,
itself?
the body. That's a good point.
oh, that's right.
Oh, the body.
The body.
Yes.
We have a very physical job, everyone. I don't know if you
Listen, I'm a kooky old man who's here for a good time, not a long time.
Not a long time.
Oh no.
I
I'll just give it to y'all because you're not really in any rush and you can look at your leisure. You can see that for all of the physical examination that the Dragon King is dead. No breath, no heartbeat. This is a corpse. As you cast your various spells, as you have already discovered with Yoon, there's something else afoot here. So the king is dead, but perhaps the soul isn't completely lost.
Find a jar.
So we still have time to Hercules style. This is an old folk tale. Don't worry about it.
oh, I
It
know.
is-
are there.
Get it back.
I'm gonna ask Sora and Jinhyuk again. What was the scene of the king's death? Was it in this very room?
Yes, an assassination. And your attention is brought to what appears to be a curse mark on the chest. It is a type of dark magic. It seems to be the death wound, basically. And it makes sense, like, okay, this is why the Dragon King didn't die a normal death.
That looks delicious.
Oh, okay.
What does it taste like, Yoon?
Yoon, please. Dare you to lick the king's chest.
I'll lick the king's chest.
All right. I think we're getting a bit.
It's so good that the princess isn't here anymore.
She'd be horrified.
The high priest and
There's-
Sora are just like nervously sweating in the background.
Don't worry about it. It's a
Yeah.
Mudang thing. Don't
I'm
worry
not
about
gonna,
it.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm not gonna let them probably.
Are there any signs in the room, like if anything was not touched, like if like they didn't like treat the area, they didn't like move anything or whatever when the king died, when they found the king dead, would there be any indication of like an investigation or perception check to see if anything seems off?
It's really clear that if there was any sign of struggle or anything, it's been corrected and the room has been restored
Okay.
to a point where it looks normal.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That makes sense.
Mhm.
It's a really quick way to get rid of evidence in the future.
Okay, are you ready?
Old man with his damn gate. All right, all
A
right.
shimmering
Yeah.
portal about 10 feet in diameter, a watery vortex, appears in an unoccupied space. Both he and Sora say, "We pray for your speedy return and good luck."
Until we meet again.
Mudang,
Are we holding
hiding-
hands? We just gonna
Actually, she
dive
has
in.
already jumped in. Like when you asked that
Oh.
question, he's like, "Mudang, fighting!" And he jumps.
Mudang fighting.
Oh, we gotta go after
Oh
him.
my god.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Last words.
Oku go
Final-
through with
yeah.
his mount.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll look longingly at that curse mark and walk through.
She's so cute.
Fantastic.
After you.
Okay. And I like sit. I'm like ready for the water slide. Crisscross, let's go.
I kind of like casually walk in.
Okay.
You are
Like a
so
normal
cool.
person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, she's so cool.
As you enter the portal and step out the other end, the first thing you notice are the temperature spikes. You seem to be in the hallway of a bureaucratic office with flames pictured over on the wallpaper. You stand at the end of a long line of souls, bright blue wisps floating about. Red devils wearing administrative clothing, each holding a scroll and calling names out from it, maintain the order of the queue. A devil marches towards the group and says, oh dear, have we strayed from the queue? Wait, you don't look like you're even dead. This will not do. If you follow me, I can escort you to the customs, and we can sort this issue out. Before you can respond, somewhere between the shadows steps out a familiar figure.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Joseph
Daddy.
Yeah.
Song Ji-yu, the Chosong Saja of the Mudang clan, steps out between you and the devil and says, "They're with me." She holds up a document. The devil examines it, yelps out, and begins to turn and flee into the distance.
Oku bow to the Josun Saja. Songji-yu.
Hello. I have caught word of your intentions here. I have consulted the Narakwang about picking a resurrection flower from the flower fields of Sochon. I understand the situation with the young one, and the extraordinary circumstances have allowed me to receive permission this one time. However, I need you to know that Sochon can be treacherous, and you will find no assistance if you run afoul of the flower of destruction.
Sounds lovely.
It's a flower of resurrection.
Yes. You will need to gain permission from the Igong, the flower god, to pick the flower. The Narakwan cannot help in this endeavor, nor can I.
What can we prove or give to the eagle?
I'm afraid I don't have any answers for you. You will have to divine this on your own. But you are some of the most trusted Mudang of my clan. I believe it is in with your capability.
Is there a way to locate the eagle?
I think you'll find them soon enough once you reach the flower fields of Sochon.
Terrifying.
Yes. The gods tend to be quite territorial of what they believe to belong to them.
would we be able to get any paperwork or seal of approval, any sort of tangible or otherwise mark from you?
Yes. Follow me. You see, with a big flourish of her long black robes, she begins to guide you through the hallways that are packed with souls. As you pass by rooms, you see that they're filled with rows of tables with devils seated in front of them, sorting and signing mountains of paperwork. You all catch a glimpse of a bored giant in the robes of a king before a table, hearing the pleas of a soul at the front of a lone stretch into the hallway. You see that you pass by multiple sets of stairs, and you're not really sure how much time passes by as you're going downstairs, going down a hallway, going down another hallway, down some stairs. It wears on you. It seems almost like an hour, maybe 2 hours, before you reach a set of double doors that lead outside. You see that the palace behind you is in full splendor, sitting on top of a floating island above a wide, starry expanse. A bridge ahead of you connects this to multiple other hovering islands with colorful, bright flowers blooming from them. She holds out a scroll, and you can see that it seems to be made out of some unearthly material. It is not entirely tangible. It's almost a little see-through. And since you asked for it, she will offer it to Ihwa. If questioned, this should serve enough as evidence of your presence here.
Thank you.
Of course. And take this. She holds up a small sack, and it seems to jingle with coins. You will need this.
Understood. We'll need to pay the psychopomps other than you.
There are a manner of things here that you might need this for. Make your decisions carefully.
We're gonna also need some makgeolli, some duck, some fresh fruits, whatever else we can potentially bribe anybody with.
You see, just she, but like, I have this one. I
Mhm,
I don't have the other one, but I have something.
As you kind of look over to Ajashi pulling out like a whole bottle of makgeolli, right? You see that Songji, who is gone, seems to have vanished like the wind.
I didn't even get to give her this apple.
Oh.
I owe her a sagwa.
Next time.
It's a good one too. I'm sorry.
Does anyone
that was
else
really ominous? My priority is just, I thought the only thing I had to worry about was not having 10,000 years of suffering. Spend it
There's always
wisely.
something.
And I'm out of hot dog, so good luck to us.
Out of hot dog? Or like fresh?
Out. I clear out. Eventually these sleeves are gonna run dry.
Maybe we'll find some ingredients along the way in this place.
You're a nice boy, Oak. Never change.
Aren't you the one who makes the rice flour?
Just gotta find some rice, grind it up.
I'm sure we can find some of that here.
So these bridges lead out to a bunch of different islands?
Yeah, you can see that they kind of expand out long stretches, and there are small islands strewn about with many flowers on them. But first, you have to get through
Is there
the
only
gates.
one way?
Yeah.
Oh, gates.
Contrary to the stifling and intimidating interior decor of Choseong, as a place where administrators dole out punishment to the souls of the deceased, the building outside displays a grand solemnity. Its size and grandeur surpasses those of any building in the mortal world. The gates remain always open, projecting a welcoming, if slight, air. You see that there are wooden totems, some of warriors mounted on horses, others of women in prayer, or characters playing instruments decorating the paths in front of Choseong. They shimmer with a soft blue light. A river of stars surrounds the land that the palace is on, and a bridge leads over it to distant islands.
As we cross, can we just like we can just cross, yeah? I'm just gonna wave at all the different totems and say hello to every one of them as we go
Ooh,
by.
okay.
It is the polite thing to do.
Make me a religion check.
Okay. I think I have like a -1 in that. No, I have a +1, but that's only a 6 total.
Okay. You know that these totems are funerary figures that are crafted to protect souls, but that's it.
Doing a great job. Keep walking.
Does it appear to be safe so far?
Yuna's walking across it and seems to be fine.
I think she scuttles behind tiny legs, like behind with his arms behind his back. Hang on, I'm walking so fast.
God,
Yeah, exactly.
somebody pick him up. Somebody pick him up.
Please.
Oh, I would hate for someone. To
Oh
pick me up.
no!
Come in right on Little. You can.
I'm going. I'm only so fast.
Little
Just she
goes down.
clambering. Love it.
You see that the currents of the rivers of stars push against the palatial island shores. A narrow wooden bridge, painted red, stretches over the path, and at the other side, as you begin to pass, you see that there is a pale man dressed in a black hanbok. Everyone make a religion check.
Oh,
I
scary.
hate that.
Oh, it's really good.
Oh, plus
you
0
go.
for me. Oh no.
Man,
It's
these
not going to be great
rolls.
for me.
That's a 21 for Yoon. That's a 15 for Yujin, a 17 for Ok, a 2 for Hajashi. And then
I can't see anything.
You are why? You are high.
Iwa with an 8. Okay, so Yoon, Yujin, and Ok, you recognize that this is the Samdo River. It exists in the plain of Choseong and must be crossed as the first of a soul's trials towards judgment. The ease of which they cross it varies based on the sins that they've accumulated in life. If loved ones felt strongly enough to sacrifice their money to the deceased, they can use it to pay the fare over the bridge. Otherwise, they must brace against the merciless waters of the rivers. Foul creatures like serpents can be seen living in the waters, and you know them to be attracted to the sins of creatures that torment those crossing the river.
Culture really said pay up or else.
Yeah.
And you can easily tell that it is another Choseong's Haja that stands on the bridge. And there's a booth, and he's resting his face in his hand, kind of looking out. And he seems really confused when he looks over his shoulder to the group of you. What kind of voice do I give this guy? I'll give him...
Oh, Lord.
How many coins are in our bag, Iwa?
1, 2.
5.
How many coins? There's
5.
five coins. Oh, I'm so glad you can count very well. I can't see. What do you want me to do with these
never
eyes?
tell if Ajishi is being sarcastic or genuine.
That's the joke. No one knows. Much like real life old people.
Quite unusual.
Presumably for
someone to be leaving from the palace. There is a toll to be paid to pass this bridge.
Oh, I just thought it was for the other direction.
No. He watches you wiggle the coin pouch. Yes.
Can we pay you out?
Yes. He holds his hand out.
Like how what? Just give him one coin, Iwa. No.
Okay, you give the whole thing to him. He waves you on. He says, "All right."
No, we have no money.
That with my crab box here.
You're doing
That's
a good
okay.
job guarding this river.
I know.
But what will we pay in the future? What if there's another bridge with another man on it? So we have to pay him. Now, excuse me, sir. He's gonna be the oldest.
Are you gonna try to barter it back?
I have a quick question. As I'm a tourist in this area.
What?
Not long for this world.
Yes,
see.
I can see that.
I know my days are numbered.
You'll be back
Count
soon.
them. I will be back. Frequent flyer. Anyways, the point is if you had to put a number to how many bridges, like yourself, or people we should have to pay in the future, if you had to put a number to it, what would the number be? Do you know your coworkers? It's important. Community is important.
He exhales long and slow and
Just remember how old I am.
gestures over to the palace and says, "This is the first of tests. Your
Of 10. Of 10? First of 10?
tests."
Tests.
As you are heading in the other direction, I suppose you don't have to worry about more bridges and tolls of this nature.
Interesting. Iwa, he said 10 more of these. So 9. Sorry, I can't count. 9 more of these because he's the first. So there's 9 more. So I hope we find a
This-
coin on the way.
Might be the only one we can give coin to. So let's everyone hope that we did good things in our life.
Ooh, not me.
I mean, I feel like I did all good things.
Of course you did. Oh, my boy. You're the best.
It's not a scorecard, Oak. Come on now.
They don't mean that.
It is a
What
scorecard?
don't they
That's
mean,
bad.
Ajashi?
You see that the Samdo River appears almost as if
Oh,
like
no.
a celestial pathway connecting the floating islands. As you're kind of stepping closer and closer and passing it, you see that it alters the perception into a natural riverway surrounded by mist. The waters are thick and gray, impossible to see through besides one's own reflection. The winds here howl with the agony of wailing spirits lost in the process of their own wandering in the afterlife wilderness. More wooden totem guardians line the path. And we have a final shot here as we close out our session for the night. It's kind of like a cinematic back shot of the group of you walking, right? So you can throw out your one-liners here if you want.
Oh, we're just describing how we walk away coolly
Yeah.
from this bridge? I don't have anything. Does anyone want to go first?
Yeah.
Hold on. Are we walking alongside a river at this point?
No, you have passed
Okay,
this Hamdal
sorry.
River.
Crossing.
We've passed it. Okay.
Throughout this whole time, I think in Iwa's own head, there's a very emotional response she personally gets as she looks up and sees all of the stars, and it's sort of a big deal at this point to see that the stars in this capacity in the underworld. She is an astrologian, spending many of her life making sense of something. And if there's one thing that she definitely truly believes in, it is the gods and the stars, the gods in the sky. She, I think, nervously looks over to Yujin as they are both from the same temple. As she says, jokes even, let's hope everyone did good things in her life, in their lives. She, walking ahead or walking behind a little bit farther away from the group so that she can react emotively to herself, as she has most certainly not done anything good in her life.
How does she feel seeing the stars that normally are overhead are murky and below when you're walking over them?
She wants to say that she's excited that she can learn more and offer more to the Mudang, but there is also a layer of, I don't think I deserve to see this.
Hell yeah! I love it. Who's next?
Oak at this point is leading Lido with Ajushi on the back, a little sweaty at the prospect of having to actually pass judgment on their actions in life and come to terms with any wrongs they might have committed but never really accepted within themselves.
Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Anyone else?
I also have something. Ajushi is trying to like gently, pat Oak as they go to like kind of give them comfort because he can tell that everyone's tense. No one wants to be judged. And he's kind of under his breath singing the little nursery rhyme he used to sing his daughter. But you hear him say, 3 little bears lived in a house, daddy bear, mommy bear, baby bear. And he's kind of just singing that in Korean. And he's like gently, kind of whispering it to himself. And it's like hoping that others can hear it. But if you look at him, there is kind of like a sadness and a darkness over his face as he continues on with everybody, because he also is considering things that he did not do well in his life. But he's trying to keep it light for the kids as they go.
Sorry, I misspoke. You are like, we're ending the session with y'all crossing the long ass bridge, so you're still on it.
It's a long bridge. It's a long nursery rhyme, you guys. It just keeps going.
Anything else?
Go ahead.
Oh, no, you go.
Okay, yeah, with Iwa, like, sandwiching that, I think Eugene was just listening to Iwa say all this, and, I try to stay neutral. You're gonna be fine, and this is really a lot. But, like, in the grand scheme of things, is there a finite way to define who deserves? And, like, they're waving their big old paws above your eyes to, like, block the, like, just kind of sky, pause. Like, who deserves to do this? Like, I think you did enough. You shouldn't feel bad. We should enjoy the stroll.
The stroll in the underworld.
Yeah, it's a vacation time. We get more time, you know?
I don't know if you believe what you're saying.
No, you know.
In the distance, you hear Ajushi go, everybody now, come say Mariga.
I think that's a good time for our picture as we're all walking down. Yoon's kind of like hanging towards the back and walking to the beat of the song. And as she turns around and looks back at the Josong Chaja that was over there, she'll give a little smile. But her teeth lengthen a little bit, and her eyes glaze over a little bit, and she'll just kind of show a little bit of shoulder, and then turn around and keep on walking.
I love it. Okay, so as you turn and keep on walking, I think you're like at the back of the group here, so everyone has begun to progress along the bridge, and for a brief moment, unfortunately beyond Ajashi's perception at this time, we see the faintest outline of a ghost. Someone wearing butterflies. And it is at that moment she goes, with a gasp, she disappears as the waters are disturbed with a dark, loping, slick body shifting underneath the mist. And that is where we're going to end our session for today.
It's so good.
Amazing.
So good.
Woo, okay.
Oh!
Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning into episode 1 of 3 of Paradise in Bloom. We have entered into Choshong, and we are seeking the flower fields of Sochon, hoping to find the flower of resurrection that will restore the Dragon King. As we button up for tonight, I would like to say thank you so much to Nine Heavens Press for sponsoring this production, making this awesome book. There are so many cool things in this, like, God, we are only just kissing the surface of it. I am so excited to show you the rest of this adventure and to show in depth a little more about the various classes and ancestral features that we have with each one of our characters. But for tonight, I would like to give everyone an opportunity to tell you who they are, where you can find them, and tell me what your favorite part of today's session was. Especially if it has something to do with like mechanics or anything that is very special about Undying Corruption. And we'll start off with Saf.
Hey, I'm Saf. You can find me on all the social medias at A Clerical Era 7, or if you want some TTRPG streetwear, you can check out Arcane Wares. I'm there too. My favorite part, I was just eating up Yoon's character tonight. All of the different like Noru things and the druid stuff that you're pulling.
No!
They froze right
For love! Quick, someone exercise the
At
ghost.
least we didn't lose Audrey.
Anyways.
Oh, okay, you're good. You're
Go
good.
back?
You're good.
Oh, there you go.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was like, of course, right when I started talking, my internet connection is unstable, apparently.
So
Spectrum.
please start over. Yoon.
Okay, Yoon, I was just eating Yoon's character up, and I loved all the different aspects that you brought from like the Noru and like the druid circle that you picked from the Nine Heavens gaming thing, like packet book. It was amazing, and I was just like, oh, the flavor, it's so good, and I just loved it. So that was my favorite thing tonight.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Next we have Danny.
Hey, hello. Excitement. Hi, I'm Danny. Hello, or goodbye. And let's see, you can find me on the internet at Bitterthorn on pretty much every platform. I don't remember what we're talking about, but it was a pleasure playing with you guys. My favorite part of tonight was our delightful himbo oak. God, just loved that. And also, gosh, wait, no, I loved everybody. That was my favorite part of this, was everybody's characters. They were all so good. And I just want to keep them all safe and never have anything bad happen to them.
I especially loved your ability that you tried on Kwangli. That was really cool. Trying.
Oh, the talking thingy? Fun stuff. This is just a fun supplement for sure. I can't wait to see all the other cool features you all have.
Awesome. Thank you. Next, we have Jess. Burst of Hope.
Hello, it's me. I love this session. I love a good preamble, and like I've never gotten to play with any of you, and just immaculate vibes. I refuse to cry, but I do want to stress how beautiful and amazing it is to just engage in Korean folklore with an all Korean table. Like, and what the fuck was that ending? Like, holy whiplash of feelings. You all are just so good. I can't wait to dive in. Like, this is just too good. Too much. Yeah. You can find me at Burst of Hope on Twitter, whatever, Hive, blah, blah, blah. I do things for Utopia. We got things in 2020, 2023. But thank you.
Thank you.
I'm not crying.
What was your favorite part?
Listen, I don't like puns, but I really love ajushi, but
Yeah.
I was obsessed with that first, like, soul-sucking taste like jjajangmyeon, and I was like, I'm hooked! But yes, you all are so good. I need more Gumiho love, and we're just gonna get real deep in here. It's only 3 episodes. We're here for a short time.
I think you'll be happy to know that, so the nemesis of the Mudang of the Black Bear clan is known as the Society of Wailing Souls, and the particular person in charge that you've been like chasing after and fighting is named Senna, and they are a Kumiho.
Yeah,
Yeah, baby,
Yeah.
we love it. Thank you so much. Next, we have Carrie.
Hi, or bye. I'm Carrie, known as Miscellanea all over the internet, all the platforms. If I'm missing one, tell me and I'll do it. My favorite part of the session, it was all fantastic. I really enjoyed, oh God, there's so many things to pick from. I'm so sorry. All right, my favorite part of the session was the fact that Iwa is trying to like do the thing and like progress and like get information, and the rest of us are just like chaos gremlins. We're just like fucking it up.
The Tokebi energy is very high in this group.
So yeah, so I appreciate that we have at least one person who's just keeping us on track. I love it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And next we have Scary Dog Friend, aka Josephine.
Hello, everyone. I've been Josephine. Again, you can find me on everything that I can remember at Scary Dog Friend. I am one of the very many wonderful facilitators over at Going Crit RPG. I'm the storyteller for Each One by Night. I'm also a GM producer / safety officer for the up-and-coming Bad House RPG. I do stuff over at Nameless Domain. I have a podcast called Monster Fuckers Anonymous. If you want to talk about monsters there, it's pretty self-explanatory. My favorite thing, I think honestly, the Turtle Island was it continues to be very iconic imagery. And just the way that we were called by it, Stella's SFX, the voice, it was very good and like very easy to just get right into the feeling of this. And I lied. Iha is not emotionally available. I'm so sorry.
Sometimes it just happens like that.
Oh yeah, honorary mention of Snail Bride. Let me show you all the art again.
Yes, Snail Bride.
Oh my God.
Snail Bride is probably my favorite.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm
Perfect.
sorry. Usually I don't just like, oh, here's the backstory for this NPC, but like, I couldn't not.
That was beautiful.
I love Mrs. Choi.
Look at her little
She's
hat.
the best.
We love a sunny disposition.
You can tell that she's really good at karaoke, and she'll be doing love shots with the whole group and making sure that you're all fed,
absolutely.
you know? Oh, just vibes. Love it.
What a sweet lady.
Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Really, really appreciate the show of support. Thank you so much for all the retweets, all the engagements, for being here, for chatting with us. So much appreciation. If you aren't already, please consider following Heaven's Press. Nine Heaven's Press, also known as Heaven's Press on Twitter. They are doing a lot of really awesome stuff with Undying Corruption and releasing a lot of updates. The art is absolutely beautiful. They released the sneak peeks to various characters and creatures that are coming out in the book, and it's chef's kiss. I can't wait for y'all to see the next episode that we have for Paradise in Bloom, because if you didn't catch on already, there's probably going to be some trouble in the water. And it's going to be lots of fun. But thank you so much for being here, everyone. I'm Stella Luna, and we'll be back next Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye, everybody.